Hey you. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. I am out of WD-50 or 40, so is there a WD-50? It must just be like extra oil and extra lubricant or something in there. I don't know. Anyways, welcome back to the channel. Hope that you're doing well. Thank you as always for joining me here on this beautiful, most gorgeous day. We are continuing on with Holst the planets, moving on to Saturn, the bringer of old age. I love the journey that each of these pieces and movements in the suite take as well, along with the titles, of course, and how the music kind of captures that. So Saturn used to be my favorite planet when I was a kid growing up, just because like the rings and it was cool, like, and it had a cool name. Like Saturn just sounds cool. But nowadays, my favorite planet is Earth itself. Anyways, let's go ahead and move. That was a little. Anyways, let's move on to the track. We will talk about it after. Here we go. How perfectly is the title captured in this music? It's just filled with tension and build up. This is good. The pacing is great. It even gets slower. Kind of like old age. great evolution, especially in the strings and the rise of melodies. That's good. This heavy dragging of weight, you can feel the pull. This is like death on the horizon kind of sound to me. This is a deep track. A little bit of light leftover harp. Sounds like bells back there now. I don't want to say funeral bells, but like time. Yeah, you can hear them back there, like they're tolling for someone. That's deep. Ooh, Saturn, the bringer of old age. You got a little bit older listening to that, didn't you? You didn't realize it, but you did. Time passed. And I think that's the essence of this track is time. The movement of time, the passing of time, and the end of a person's time, so to speak. So, first of all, the bringer of old age, you think of on age onsetting. Old age is not something that just happens immediately. It takes time. It not takes patience, but it takes time. And before you know it, you're older. So the way that the track built up in its pacing, which can be seen as a slog to get through, it is very slow, it is very deliberate, but it's methodical in its approach and it means something. What does it mean? It's obvious. It's emulating old age and how we all get older. Like time moves forward for all of us, every single one of us. So I just really liked how slow paced it was. And it was very distant in its approach as well, coming from the way distant back, coming forward. And then slowly the music would begin to actually rise and erupt. And its eruption was kind of a bittersweet one because it was beautiful, it was sweeping, but at the same time, it was closer to the end of the movement, sure, but also, of course, what it represents. And what I was thinking about the representation of that, every time the music swelled, which I want to say was about twice here in the piece, to me it sounded like, yes, we all get older, but even in old age, there's still moments to live for. There's still things to live for. There's still beauty. There's still like wonder, things to discover. Like old age is not a bad thing in that sense. You know, there's no giving up. You still have time to enjoy life and the beauty of things that are going by. And like, I don't know, you have to find the time as time passes. And every time the music spun around, I felt like that's what it was, at least in my opinion, basically trying to say. And then you did, like, the pacing in the very end, you heard some bells. Not the pacing, but in the end, you heard some bells that were ringing out back there. And I don't know if that does represent, like, funeral bells, the bells tolling for someone. But even after those bells were done ringing, there was one last beautiful rise of music. And perhaps, I don't know anything about Gustav Holst and his spirituality or his religion or anything like that, but perhaps that represented, passing, but also, I don't know, going to heaven or wherever people go. Like that kind of thing, like a hopeful afterlife or a last remnant of beauty. I don't know, something like that I was kind of getting a feeling of. Of course, I could be always wrong. Saturn was Holst's favorite movement of the suites. Matthews describes it as a slow processional which rises to a frightening climax before fading away. It says at the beginning, flutes, bassoons, and harps play a theme suggesting a ticking clock. Okay. I swear to you, I was thinking like when I was going into like the time theme and everything, I'm listening to some of the melodies and I'm like, this sounds like something time related. But in my mind, I couldn't think of clocks. But like being in a shop full of clocks and stuff, like when we were in Switzerland, we ran into a lot of these shops where, they were making handmade clocks and cuckoo clocks and stuff like that. I didn't complete the thought in my head, but yes, I was thinking that. I promise you, I didn't think of that. But how cool is that to include those kind of sounds and the way that the music interprets real life objects or things like that? I think that's absolutely brilliant. That is really, really cool. Let me know what you guys thought of this particular movement in the comments below. You can let me know those thoughts down there. You can follow me on Twitter. You can support the channel on Patreon if you so choose. But otherwise, please enjoy the rest of your day. Come on back tomorrow. I'll be waiting for you. And I will see you all then. Bye, guys.